You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Get on-demand one-on-one text advice with Smitty at thefantasyfootballshow.com.
You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. My name is Smitty, and we're breaking down some of the news that you see on your screen, but specifically today we're talking about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and how they're about to explode on fantasy football worlds in 2022. Let's go.
From the fantasyfootballshow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
This stack right here, this marvelous stack is elite. It's almost as elite as it gets. I mean, of course, nothing beats the Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase stack.
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.
Drop that pancake emoji for the true and original number one stack in fantasy football, Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow and Jamar Chase. So drop those pancakes. And but if you've got to go and roll with another stack, there aren't much better stacks out there than this guy, Jalen Hurts, who's a potential top 5 quarterback. And this man, AJ Brown, who honestly, the more and more I read how good he's looking, the more and more I read the hype, the more and more I watch footage of this guy. In this offense, catching footballs from this man, Jalen Hurts, the more I see him physically dominating his defenders, his own defenders in practice, making his defenders and defense better every single day. This is something to keep an eye out for the Eagles. This is something to keep an eye out for the Eagles defense. This is something to think about from the perspective of this team moving the football down the field and causing more 3-and-outs and getting the football back in their hands field position. They're going up against this physical specimen that is AJ Brown every single day in practice. This guy is dominating the space around him. There are few wide receivers in the NFL that can command and dominate the physical space around them more than AJ Brown. And AJ Brown may have some knee worries and issues where we fear maybe he plays 14 games. You know, that's the fear with AJ Brown. That's the negative. That's the reason he's not in round number 2. There's a reason he's not in round number 2. It's injury. It's his knees, the knee surgery. It's the constant knee issues that we worry about with AJ Brown. That's the only reason. That's the only reason he's not exactly where Tyreek Hill is in round 2. That's exactly why he's not sitting there next to Deebo Samuel in round 2. He's literally in round 3 because of a worry. And yes, we have AJ Brown already on
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
the Moon Men list. You can see him on the far right.
Space Monsters.
I mean, this stack is unbelievable. This stack is unbelievable. It is literally up there with the best stacks in fantasy football, but it's not talked about as the best stack, top 5 stack in fantasy football, or top 2 or 3. It's literally a top 2 or 3 stack. And I wouldn't be shocked at all if AJ Brown earned top of the second return value on your investment. I'm not saying grab him there. Please don't. A lot of times we come away from this thing. And we have a little bit of a breaking news show, or we have a little bit of a hype show on a player, and you guys walk away from this situation and you vault this guy up to the top of round 2. That's not what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm not trying to accomplish that at all. I'm trying to make sure that we know he's a steal in round 3. We know he's probably one of the best wide receivers or players to take period in round 3. It's settled. One of the best, if not the best, third-round player in round 3. Him and ETN. I love ETN and AJ Brown all day long in round 3. All day long in round 3. Give me AJ Brown and ETN if I'm in a jam, and these two guys are typically there for you. They're old, reliable. They're always going to be there in the third round. You're going to get one of them. A lot of people will be afraid to take ETN or AJ Brown early. They'll be sitting there for you most often, more times than not. These are your safeguards in round 3, your safety net players. Romez with the super chat, appreciate you dropping the $5 hauler. You ever drop a $5 hauler, you get a standing O. You get a standing O.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, standing O, my good man. Even got two messages on screen here. Let's get rid of that one. Let's read this from Romez. Appreciate my boy Romez. 96 of you in here, only 39 thumbs up. Please punch that thumb up. Appreciate you. Sup, Smitty? Trading a lot so far in a 12-team Superflex 3 wide receiver. Burrow, Wentz, Javonte, Walker, Jefferson, AJ, Terry, Goddard. Alt version of the Sacred Pyramid. Okay. Burrow, Javonte, Jefferson, AJ Brown. AJ Brown. I love this, bro. This is a little bit a different version of the pyramid. The pyramid, if you don't know.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
So basically what he's saying is he's got the like the cousin of the tripod, because he's got Burrow, he's got Javonte, but he's got JJ, and I like that a lot. I don't mind that at all. That's fantastic. But you've got AJ Brown and Scary Terry and Goddard and Walker. Unbelievable squad. Romez, I like it. I like the cousin of the pyramid. It's fantastic, bro. Fantastic. AJ Brown to the moon, to the moon, to the moon, to the moon.
To the moon.
There are fewer players right now that I'm more excited about than AJ Brown. Not because he's my favorite, like I'm going to take him super high, but because the value. Sometimes I come in here, I come in hot, and I say, look, here, this is who we need to talk about right now. This player's on the docket for today. And why? It's because I feel screaming steal value out of Joe Burrow in 6-7 round range. And I come in here and I'm like, guys, Joe Burrow. Javonte, top of 2. Javonte, top of 2. Trust me, Javonte, top of 2. Okay? I hammer it home. We do beat a dead horse sometimes, but I mix in a lot of other content. I get tired of when people say, Smitty, talk about someone else. I'm literally live almost 2 to 3 hours a day, and live at night, live during the day. There's time to talk about a bunch of stuff, okay? And I cover that. But occasionally I run into a situation where you're going to hear a little bit of this on repeat, in different forms. I think AJ Brown is going to get talked about a lot in the next week or so as we head into some of your final draft days. And I want to make sure it's loud and clear that round 3, not round 2, round 3, if push came to shove and you didn't like who was there in round 2, at the end of round 2, I'd be kind of comfortable with AJ Brown. I won't lie. But round 3 is an absolute steal. You take Jalen Hurts and what? Where are we getting Jalen Hurts? Where have you been getting Jalen Hurts on the regular? Drop it in the chat. I'll throw it on screen. Let's take a little poll. Where have you been seeing Jalen Hurts on the regular? What round, what pick? Let's get a feel and take the temperature of maybe his climbing ADP, because it might not match what we're seeing in ADP rankings. But I would love to know where it is you guys have been getting him on the regular. Couldn't take Jalen over Lamar. Lamar's too good. I would have taken Jalen Hurts over Lamar all day long. And it twice on Sundays, bro. Twice on Sundays. I'm not scared of taking my boy Jalen Hurts over Lamar. I'm not into Lamar this year. I'm just not. Gained 18 pounds, took away his wide receiver, all ACL team running crew. His running back room was the all ACL team. They're going to ask him to run more. Took away his top option. Now, I do love this Likely kid. And if you're in a dynasty league, you better already have run to pick him up in dynasty. In redraft, it's tough to tell anybody to grab him for sure. Because, I mean, you don't know you don't know how long it's going to take him to climb. You don't know, I don't know how deep your benches are. Alex just found the channel and says is excellent. Alex?
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Appreciate you, Alex. I don't know where we're at. AJ Brown to the moon. I can't wait to promote him more and more and more each and every day. And I do a yearly live IG live with AJ Brown. I haven't done it yet this year. I'm really hoping to do it again. I've done it 2 years in a row. AJ will invite me onto his live stream for just a little itty bitty second, like a 2 or 3, 4 minute little tiny interview. And I talked to him about fantasy briefly. I ask him where he thinks he's going in fantasy drafts. I tell him how I think he's going to do in fantasy football 2022. And then he gives me his reaction. And it's been a little yearly tradition. And I feel like I can't wait this year if I'm lucky enough to catch him because he's busy. I can't wait to ask this man what it's like, the difference catching footballs from a man like Jalen Hurts, a moon man like Jalen Hurts.
The moon man dropping low.
What is it like
outer space?
Catching footballs from a moon man is what I'm going to ask him.
Space monsters.
Space monsters indeed. And I think this guy, if I was to throw stats out for AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, let's just say this. What was Jalen Hurts' yardage last year? Let's pull up last year's stats. Let's throw it on screen and let's project a little 2022 full season projections, shall we? So Jalen Hurts last year, this was his game log. I'm gonna throw it on his career stats from last year. I'm gonna throw it on screen here. Let's throw his entire career on here because he's played the 2 years, and everybody likes to run their mouth about how He's already who he is. He's not going to change. He's not going to get better. He is who he is. And people run their mouth about that. So let's go ahead and project what Jalen Hurts is going to do in 2022. Okay, so he had 3,100 yards and 16 TDs last year. Not a big season at all. And I understand that's why a lot of people doubt that he can make this monster leap. Okay, but I do believe this leap is called for because he just was given a top 5 wide receiver. So look at 2021. 31-44, 16 TDs. His rushing stats look like this. And this is the most impressive part about Jalen Hurts. But let me tell you why Jalen Hurts is going to be even more impressive this year, and why he's going to be a top, maybe 4 to top 5 running back in quarterback in 2022. Part of it is because he's going to be a running back essentially. This guy ran for 784 yards and 10 TDs last season, on a year where he hadn't yet become even close to the type of quarterback he's going to become this year. He's got a top 5 wide receiver in AJ Brown. I fully predict him to near double his passing touchdown totals. I think he's going to be around 32, 33, 34. Okay, at least give him 30. Give him 30 TDs. If you want to be conservative, give him 30 TDs passing. Give him around 3,800 yards throwing the football. Okay, he's going to take a big step forward. You got to keep in mind that this will be his second year as the starter. Okay, he's going to take a massive step forward. And I believe he will have over 800 yards rushing and 8 to 10 touchdowns on the ground. That's a 40 touchdown season. I think Jalen Hurts scores 40 total touchdowns in 2022. 40 total touchdowns, 8 to 10 on the ground, about 30 through the air, about 3,800 passing yards. Guys, that might be higher than top 3 or 4. He could be that good. Jalen Hurts is a monster, and people judge him off his first year starting when he didn't have the weaponry he has now. He's got AJ Brown handed to him. That's like taking Diggs off of the Bills, or watching Josh Allen play without Diggs last year and then handing him Stephon Diggs. Like, people are not accounting for how much value AJ Brown adds to this equation. He's going to throw for 36 to 3,800 yards, 28 to 32 TDs, let's call it 30, and run for 8 to 10 touchdowns, let's call it 8. He's going to be at 38 to 42 total touchdowns, right around 36 to 3,800 passing yards, and an additional 750 to 850 on the ground, we'll call it 800. That is quite a season. This is a starting top 5 fantasy football quarterback 2022. And Overcome's got a question. Keep AJ Brown or Keenan Allen? Now, I would say this isn't take a lap worthy, but given the circumstances of the show. However, I will say that it's possible Keenan Allen outscores. I mean, it's possible, but Keenan Allen's going too high. Keenan Allen, to me, is a 4th round pick. I'm not saying he's garbage. I'm not predicting bust out of Keenan Allen. I'm certainly not saying that you need to run for the hills. I'm just saying that Keenan Allen has 4th round value to me where I feel comfortable with him. Could he score like a top 3 round player? Like the top of the 3rd? Absolutely. But is AJ Brown 2nd round worthy if you're in a pinch and you don't like who's falling to you and you're at 23 overall, the 2nd round, at the very tail end of the 2nd round, and you're like, I'm not taking these players I don't like Fournette and players that I don't believe in. I'm going to take AJ Brown. I'm going to take AJ Brown at 23 overall. You can't say that about Keenan Allen. If you are saying that about Keenan Allen, but Overcome doesn't take full laps. Overcome, I withdrew my lap, half my lap. We got a little shutter on the stream here. Are you guys seeing that shutter? Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. If you see it, it might just be on my end. but I can't restart the stream because we're live, because we're doing it live. But Overcome, I appreciate your super chat, and Overcome to the moon.
To the moon.
Call in when we open up the phone lines, Overcome. I'd love to have you dial in. Robert says facts. I don't know what part Robert's saying facts for, but I Smitty approve pretty much what Robert said.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I'm going to go ahead and advance Robert as Smitty approved, and I don't even know what he's talking about. That's how much I believe in Robert. Hurts over Joey B. That's not a crazy take considering what I just, mapped out on the screen. I think Joey B and Hurts are very, very close in terms of upside and potential. I like Joey B a little bit more, but I love Jalen Hurts. If I miss out on Joey B, I'm plenty happy snagging Jalen Hurts right after. And I don't even really bat an eye. I don't even get mad. I don't even get upset. Like these are two absolute monsters. I love Jalen Hurts. I love Joe Burrow. It doesn't upset me at all to see anybody want to take Hurts who runs the football. 800. Look, people say things about Lamar Jackson that scratch my head. Lamar Jackson is not this quarterback that everybody acts like he is. Like, could he be? Yeah. Any given year, Lamar Jackson can be a top 5 quarterback. But Lamar Jackson's granted this automatic. He's top 5. He's amazing. He's so good. But Lamar Jackson is not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback that is a fantastic runner. And sum total, he becomes a borderline fantastic quarterback because his running is so fantastic. But the problem is he's a mediocre quarterback. A mediocre to good fantasy football quarterback. And you just had his top wide receiver option ripped from his team. And now he's got to mold Bateman into this player everybody's already anointing him to be when he's only caught 500 yards and a touchdown. Regardless of the conversion rates and everybody talking about how he's so consistent and the converts. And I love how look at his conversion rate, Smitty. He's so good. Execution's great. 500 yards and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson's failed you 2 years in a row. Let me repeat that for everybody in the back that's about to be a keyboard warrior and tell me I'm wrong. He busted on you 2 years in a row. Lamar got hurt last year. Smitty, getting hurt's not busting. It absolutely is. In the world of fantasy football, in the game of fantasy football, ask Christian McCaffrey owners from last year and the year prior if McCaffrey busted on them. Ask Mike Thomas owners how they feel about Mike Thomas. Do they consider him a bust by getting hurt? Lamar Jackson got hurt last year and failed you. Lamar Jackson the year prior failed you. The first 8 to 9 games in the season, he was at quarterback 13 or so. Quarterback 13 through 8 games. Literally benchable. Every week I got questions. Week 2, should I bench Lamar? Week 3, should I bench Lamar? Week 5, should I bench Lamar? Week 7 and 8, should I bench Lamar? We're literally 7 to 8 weeks into 2019, and people are asking me, should I bench 2020? Sorry, should I bench Lamar? At some point, you needed to bench Lamar. So my point being, everybody thinks Lamar's this on a pedestal, top 5 guaranteed quarterback. He hasn't done it in 2 years. Lamar has not been a top 5 quarterback the last 2 seasons. And even though he had a strong finish to 2020, he busted the first 8 games, and a lot of people were out of it by the time Lamar got back to doing Lamar type things. The difference between, okay, so my whole point here, people come in all the time and they say things like, Lamar's like having an extra running back. No, he's not. He's a running back, and it's like having an extra mediocre quarterback. Lamar Jackson's not like having an extra running back. He's like having a good running back that's also a mediocre quarterback. Jalen Hurts is an extra running back. Jalen Hurts is a 3,800 passer, 30 to 32 TD passer, a really good fantasy football quarterback, and he's also a Lamar Jackson elite type running back. Jalen Hurts is the definition of having an extra running back. Jalen Hurts is that guy. Lamar is not. Everybody likes to paint Lamar as having an extra running back. Jalen Hurts is actually having an extra running back. That was my point and why I went on this long tangent. Absolutely love Jalen Hurts in 2022. You got my projections. You know what time it is. As far as AJ Brown, I mean, what do we project out of AJ Brown? Let's give a little projection at AJ Brown. Last year, let me put it on screen. Here are AJ Brown's numbers from last year. Now the concern, I'll put his whole career stat game log up, because the concern is the injuries, the missed games. He's not playing full seasons. Okay, that is a concern. I acknowledge that. I know that. I accept it. I accept it because it's the only red flag there is. Volume's not a concern. Jalen Hurts is going to feed AJ Brown. Not worried about volume. Not worried about situation. I'm not worried about the team or the offense or the field position or getting in the red zone or having touchdown opportunities. And for everybody that says that AJ Brown's some limited volume person that's not going to get the receptions, because you look at his game log and you say 84 or 52 receptions, 70, 63. A casual, a worried William, an uninformed Unger is going to come in here and tell you he's not going to catch 90 to 100 passes, Smitty. He's just not going to catch 90 to 100 passes. Who says? Who said? Your mom? Who said that? Who's repeating this garbage to you? This guy's coming from a system that didn't feed him more than 60 to 70 receptions. He's coming into a system that is now going to air it out. And I don't care what you think you know about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles last year, but it's not going to be the same. I don't care what you think, what perception you have of Jalen Hurts being a dump-off passer. That's a casual. Somebody that tells you Jalen Hurts will throw only short passes is a casual. They don't know what they're talking about. This man played one season, Jalen Hurts. One season. His rookie year, the 2 games he played, full games he played, he threw for over 330 yards in each one of those games. Coming in as a rookie, starting his first game was like week 13 or week 14, came in and started back-to-back games, 330 yards out of nowhere. Who's this guy? His dynasty value skyrocketed that day. Next week, okay, is it a one-off type of thing? Is he an outlier? Is he a one-game wonder? Jalen Hurts comes out his rookie year in 2020 and throws for another 300-yard game. Back-to-back 300-yard games. Yes, in 2021, he was throwing short passes. In 2021, the offense was limited, hampered. They didn't have the weaponry. Devontae Smith was still coming into his own. But what happens in 2022 will be different than 2021. Casuals that talk about 2021 and try and extrapolate Jalen Hurts stats from 2021, Philadelphia Eagles stats from 2021 into 2022 are going to look like casuals in retrospect. Because Jalen Hurts is going to annihilate his 2021 stats. He's not a short passing quarterback. He didn't have the weapons that he has now. He didn't have the coaching support that he's going to have now because AJ Brown's there. The whole package is there. AJ Brown loves him. AJ Brown wouldn't even have any talk about putting this guy on the bench. It's a cohesion thing. And this is now a family. This is now a system. This is now an unbreakable system, and Jalen Hurts having AJ Brown will put to bed any concerns that Sirianni or any of that staff have had for some dumb reason when they've contemplated, let's maybe trade up, let's maybe release something about if Hurts doesn't do it this year, we might look for a quarterback. All this garbage, which some people are generating because they love clicks, and it's not actually coming from Sirianni and the Philadelphia Eagles, but some of it is. And I've been critical of this staff. I've been critical of the Eagles, saying, why are you talking about Hurts this way? Give him time. This is 1 year. This guy started for 1 year with not even close to the same weapons. Goddard, Devontae Smith coming into his own. AJ Brown, This is going to be an unreal season. It's Jalen Hurts season. He is a moon man for a reason. AJ Brown's a moon man for a reason. Both Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown are going to the moon. It's just a matter of if you are on board or if you want to casual this thing and be a casual and start talking about last year. Last year is boring. Last year's numbers in this situation is a boring and irrelevant conversation to have.
The moon men dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
Get ready for the stack because it's going to be painful to watch these monsters drop massive amounts of points all over. We got some super chats to get to. The Bruce. I appreciate the Bruce. We've got a super chat from Cheryl. Whoops. Thank you, Cheryl. I got that one on screen. I'll be answering these. We got another super chat from Avatar. Avatar, a magazine Marty. I love that terminology. Avatar, thank you for the super chat. Avatar is also, let me put this up here, the highest super chatter in a single live stream with $499 in one single live stream. No one has knocked Avatar off yet. And in fact, if anybody does knock Avatar off, they get a draft call. They get an hour draft call with me if they knock off Avatar. An hour draft call with me they can use whenever they want as long as it's not during the 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. time frame Monday through Friday because that's when we do the show. But I will absolutely give you a free draft call. Anybody that knocks off Avatar. There's also a PayPal link down there if anybody can't use the super chat option. It's in the description. But appreciate you, good buddy. This is from Scott. Scott, I got your super chat on screen. I'm going to roll through these super chats right now. So give me a second. Avatar Magazine Drafter. Appreciate that super chat. Where are we at? We got Vinny. Vinny, I got your super chat. Appreciate you, good buddy. I got that on screen here. Scotty, I don't know if this is the same one. Let me throw that on there just in case. Don't want to miss them. This one's from Overcome. AJ Brown or Keenan Allen. Thanks again for that super chat, Overcome. Of course, it's AJ Brown, considering the context of the show. And then this super chat here from, this is from Romez. Again, I answered this one already. Romez, appreciate you, good buddy. And then let's get to the rest of these super chats. And if anybody else has one, drop it on screen and I will take care of it. Cheryl says, hey, Smitty, 10 point per league PPR, or 10 people league, I'm sorry. I have the 10 spot mock draft showing Javonte going in the mid third and Swift available at 1.10. Do I reach for Javonte at the 2.1 or risk it that he falls to the third round? That could be unlikely. Yeah, I it's tough because I think I would very much like to see what the pre-rank looks like. And if you can count down, like if you're drafting at 10, 11, you're most likely going to have to wait way too long for Javonte to fall. I just don't think it's possible. So if it were me, I would go Jamar Chase or JJ and grab Javonte. If Najee falls, I would go Najee and Javonte. If Swift is there and you kind of want to bulk up on running backs and you kind of ask yourself the question, in a 10-teamer, are a lot of wide receivers going to be there? Are you going to get AJ Brown in round 3? Then if that's the case, I would go Najee and Javonte or Swift and Javonte. And then you get AJ Brown in round 3. If you want to go with the stack, the tripod.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Javonte Williams.
I can't blame you for wanting to go with the tripod if Jamar Chase is there. So if you go Jamar Chase, Javonte, you'll be able to still get AJ Brown or probably a running back that you love. ETN might fall to the 4th round out of 10-man, but I wouldn't be opposed to taking ETN in the 3rd round. So you got a lot of options. I don't think you could go wrong with Jamar and Javonte, or Najee and Javonte, or Swift and Javonte. I will say that in a 10-teamer, I like the idea of getting the 2 running backs and watching the wide receivers be more plentiful for you than they would be in a 12-person league. And I think you get AJ Brown. I think you get way more players than you should be getting to couple and package around your 2 running backs. But Najee, Javonte, Swift, and Javonte feel like home runs for you. But I love the Jamar Chase look too. So I love that idea. Good job. Appreciate you, Alex. Alex loves the channel. The channel loves you, Alex. Scotty says thoughts on Damian Pierce being a good flex starter option being drafted in round 7-8. Absolutely. Use ADP to your advantage. Don't take him any earlier than the ADP's kind of telling you. If he's like the 4th running back left and you're on the clock, you got to take him. If he's like 15 down, then wait another round and keep going. But yes, flex option, absolutely. Damian Pierce and Brian Robinson have a lot of flex appeal. However, we're going to talk about Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson together. So thank you for the super chat, and yes, that's how I feel about that one. Mike Evans or AJ Brown. I don't fault anybody for liking Mike Evans more, and there's a lot of people that are going to. I like AJ Brown more. I like AJ Brown more. I like Hurts and AJ Brown better than I like Tom Brady and Mike Evans, because AJ Brown and Hurts are probably in my top 3 stack situations in 2022, if not number 2. I love them. I love them. They're in the top 3 and the top 3 to 4 for stacks. 100%. Thoughts on Damian Pierce being, this is the one I already answered, so I did grab that twice. Overcome. Thanks again for that one. The Bruce says, just traded Hurts and AJ Brown for Lance and Debo Ayuk. Did I do a bad thing? I don't want to say you did a bad thing, because I love Trey Lance right after Jalen Hurts, but, and I like Debo a tad more than I like AJ Brown. So I'd say it's a pretty even situation. Probably rather have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown by a hair. Just by a hair, because of how high Jalen Hurts could score. But I don't think you did bad. I just would rather have Hurts and AJ Brown. So, Brucey, you should have checked with me. But it's not so bad that you got to go undo anything. Don't get crazy. Don't try and undo anything, bro. You did fine. Okay? You did fine, Brucey. Free T. Gray says, I'm in a 12-team keeper, and I can't decide who to keep. Tyreek Hill for a 2.5. Ross, thank you. Tyreek Hill for a 2.5. DK for a 4.11, Mooney for a 9, and you have an extra 4.5 pick. It's ugly. Here's the thing. I don't think you have like amazing keeper options. I'm going to be honest, T-Gray. Because DK you can get in round 5, so you're keeping him like a couple picks early. Mooney, I like the value, but I think you can still draft him back at a comfortable level to where you're not like, this isn't crazy to pass on Mooney here. Like, I like Mooney a lot. Tyreek Hill is a 2nd round pick. Because it's a keeper league, I bet you if you threw Tyreek Hill back, you may not get him or a better option. So I would keep Tyreek Hill. But it's not like it's a home run or like you did amazing with that keeper spot, but it's a like a good move for your situation. And I would definitely grab Tyreek Hill there, I think. Because if it's a keeper league, that means the 2.5 won't feel exactly like the 2.5. You know what I mean? Turner, appreciate you. Thoughts on Mike Davis with the news he will eat? I don't know. I mean, look, Mike Davis might start out as a guy getting the majority of the carries, but did we see him produce last year the way we thought we would? No. So what's he done to prove anything to me? Do I take him late in a draft? Do I have him as a potential 4th running back, 5th running back in a situation where I waited on my running backs? Maybe, do I draft him? Yeah, at the end of the draft. But do I count on him? No. Would I rather have Tyler Beatty, the baddie, in a stash environment? Yeah, because think about it from this perspective. Okay, this is how you got to look at this kind of stuff. What are the odds that Mike Davis is going to remain the starter all year long? Probably slim to none, right? So, what are the odds you're going to use Mike Davis early on? Slim to none. If you draft Mike Davis as a potential starter for your team, you're in trouble. You're not watching my show. Don't suggest you're using my content to draft if you're actually starting Mike Davis in week 1. So if you're trying to predict what to do later, Mike Davis probably won't be available by the time you're hit with injury or bye weeks to actually need him. So Beatty's probably a better option for later on downstream. So I'm just not. I'm not big on this. I'm not buying into this. It's fake news to me. Like, could he be okay for a little while? Sure. Punch that like button, like Alvin Kamara says. Michael K. CPA. Appreciate you, Michael K. Suleman says, Smitty, I love the show. Who's your cup this year? Thoughts on Barkley? Can you check my team on Insta? Also, do I need to make any trades? I'll try and look for your team on Instagram, bro. It's really hard for me to find anybody's teams. What's your Instagram name? I don't even know what your Instagram name is. I mean, like, for me to even find it, bro, I have literally like 250 DMs a day. Minimum. Maybe more. Maybe like more like 350. So, like, I don't even know how to find that. Can you just post your team in the chat and make it a little bit easier, my man? Unless you're in one of the live chats and you can just leave an audio message. Or call into the show when we open the phone lines. But I'll keep an eye out for your team. Just drop it in real quick and let me evaluate it. I appreciate your super chat. I just can't find your it'd take me like 5 minutes and I'd kill the flow of the show trying to search for your DM. So drop it for me. Okay. Do we have any more super chats that I missed? And I'll be looking for yours, bro. I want to help you here. Ross, thoughts on Mike Davis? I already got to that one. Let's get to the news here. Pickett is looking like he could maybe grab the starting job by week 1. And I've been saying this for a while. Ron Navy and I have been talking about how good Pickett looks this early on. I think there's a real shot this guy's starting week 1. Why would you not start him? He looks good. You don't need to wait. This whole idea of waiting doesn't make sense when the quarterbacks coming out of college are now ready-made for the NFL. They're ready out of the box. There's no advantage of sitting anymore. There really isn't an advantage. Everybody says, oh, you should sit a year and learn. That was back when Aaron Rodgers was coming up. Like, that's your grandma's NFL, okay? This is not your grandma's NFL anymore. Pickett's coming out ready. Pickett's better than Trubisky. He gives the team the best chance to win. The team is actually a lot more dangerous than anybody's going to anticipate because if Pickett's the real deal and you got Pickens doing well, Najee Harris finally getting room to run, the offensive lines improved a little bit. Steelers could make some noise. You know, they can make some real noise. I'm not saying they make the playoffs. I'm saying they could be any team at any moment, and they could maybe be a wild card like pusher at the end. Kenny Pickett should earn this job. Pickett to Pickens, get ready for it. I know a lot of Deontay Johnson owners, they get so mad when I say this. They get infuriated. I think because Deontay Johnson owners have traditionally invested way too high draft capital for Deontay. I've seen him go in the 3rd round, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then they get mad. They get so angry. They're like, Deontay, you know how good he is? Pickens is the future wide receiver 1 in Pittsburgh. I've liked Claypool. I've talked about Claypool being better than people expect. Things change real quick. Pickens is the future. Pickens is better than both Deontay and Claypool. Now, there's some predictive stuff in there, so don't run with this. I know how some of you overreactive Oscars are going to come in here and say, Smitty, did you just say he's better than a proven guy that just converted X number of catches last season? And I'm saying he's a better player that will eventually take him over. There's some patience involved in this, okay? It's not going to happen on opening day. Okay, on opening day, you won't see Pickens just not miss a beat and be the number 1. It could happen. I mean, anything could happen. But it's more like by mid-season, we're going to start to really understand the situation. And for everybody that says that's crazy, the same people came for our necks and said that Amari Cooper was the number 1 in Dallas. He's a top 5 wide receiver. He comes out in week 1 and blows up, and everybody says, see, I told you. Amari Cooper's a top 5 wide receiver, and then he was never to be seen again. I'm not saying that I don't like Deontay. I'm not saying Deontay and Pickens can't coexist even in the future. Deontay just signed a new contract. But I'm saying if I had to pick which one of these guys ends up becoming the top guy, the top dog in Pittsburgh for like mid-season on or at the end of the year walking into 2023, I'm going to say it's going to be Pickens. And it's Pickett to Pickens. Let's go. Advice for a 12-man 0.5 draft strategy 1 through 6. I mean, nothing really changes, Ross. I mean, do I take Najee if he's there over maybe going with one of the wide receivers? Maybe, but I still don't shy away from the top 3 wide receivers in a 0.5 PPR too much. It's pretty much par for the course. If it's non-PPR, I'm most certainly going to go Najee over one of the wide receivers, but I'm not scared to go Chase or JJ and then grab, ETN and the Breece Hall combos down later. Get Dameon Pierce and have this monster, running back 2 platoon. Not much changes, bro. Not much will change at all. Any more super chats? I'm gonna still look for your super chat, bro. I'm gonna put you right here so I remember to look for you. Let me see if I can find you if you posted your team. Where's your team, broski? Where's your team? I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Here it is. Here it is. 245 of you, 108 have punched that thumb up button. I appreciate you. If you can punch that thumb up button, it will help your boy Smitty. Okay, here's your team, Solomon. I got it right here. JT, Barkley, Pittman, Sutton, Pitts, Michael Thomas, James Cook, Romeo Dobbs. Romeo Dobbs. Yeah, I mean, I like it. You got JT, you got Barkley, you got Pittman, you got Sutton, you got Pitts, you got Mike Thomas. I'd be lying if I said I felt like just reading this off that I knew you were the best team in the league. I'd be lying. That's why you're asking me. That's why you're putting a super chat down, because you want my honest opinion. You want to win this, right? You are one move away. Oftentimes, you guys that don't have a team that I feel like, oh my God, you smashed it. You're only one move away. You're always about one trade away, one waiver wire grab, one bench guy coming up and being an absolute top 5 monster. It could be on your team. Like, your one move could be that James Cook comes in and becomes what nobody thought he'd become. That could be it. It could be Mike Thomas being a top 5 wide receiver, and then boom, you're back in it. But you do need one single thing to happen, one event to happen. Usually it's going to be a trade or staying on your toes and picking up the next Eli Mitchell. And I am going to give you the best chance of picking up the next Eli Mitchell because of the way we do the waiver wire show every single week, which is a confidence level of being the highest pickup of the year. I will give you on my top 1 or 2 players that I have on my waiver wire list, I will give you a confidence level of them being the best pickup of the year, projecting. And that will give you a confidence level of whether you should go all in with your fab dollars and such. So I will help you try and solve this problem, which is not a big problem. You have a very good team. You have a very good foundation. You do need that one move, in my opinion. That one player. You've got Pitts. You've got Pittman. You've got Barkley. Barkley's got to work out for you. But Kyler's great. You just need one single move. The top waiver wire snag of the year. Let's say you grab Pacheco off waivers because he's sitting there after week 1 and he's about to get the starting job. Or Brian Robinson's on waivers. Solomon, make sure Brian Robinson's not on waivers. Make sure Dameon Pierce isn't on waivers. And I think we could get you into a position to win. So I appreciate your super chat, young man. And I hopefully I helped you. And trade-wise, I don't know what you could really come up with other than to trade Barkley into like an ETN and get like a St. Brown. Just an idea. I don't obviously know if that owner has both those players. I'm just giving you an example. But Barkley might be capable of getting you an ETN and some kind of bump somewhere. Gregory with a super chat says JJ and Knox for Kelsey and AJ Brown. JJ and Knox for Kelsey and AJ Brown. I got to go to the chat on that one. Woo! AJ Brown and Kelsey for JJ and Knox. What does the chat think of that? Chat, what are you thinking of this? What do you think of this right here? What side are you on? The JJ and Dawson Knox or the Kelsey and AJ Brown? Oh my God, that one's really tough because everybody wants to lean on the side of JJ whenever you see JJ in a trade. But that's crazy, bro. That is really, really tough. I'm going to say my initial reaction is that you go with the Kelsey side. because I do worry about Kelsey getting hurt at some point, but he's on such another level as of this moment over Knox, even though I love Dawson Knox. AJ Brown is a lot closer to JJ than I think Knox is to Kelsey. And it looks like the chat is starting to agree with that. That those are rolling in. Look at the chat. The chat's on point. Everybody's saying Kelsey side, Kelsey side. Kelsey side split second. Kelsey and AJ Brown side. One JJ Knox. Oh, another JJ side. For the most part, it's a lot of Kelsey. And I'm going to go ahead and say final answer for me, Kelsey side of that trade. But that is a good question. B-Rob going in the 7th round now. Sleeper. Shaking my head. Smitty, stop. Bro, it depends on the league you're in. It depends. A lot of teams have drafted and Robinson's sitting out there on waivers, so there's context involved in there, big dog. You don't think I know what I'm talking about on this? Maybe in your league, Ross. But do you know how many DMs I get in text messages all day long with people that are in slightly smaller leagues? The Sun, you aren't the Sun, bro. Not everything revolves around your league and your situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think I know what I'm talking about? I have so many DMs about, do I pick up Brian Robinson? Okay, so your league size is different from person to person, Ross. He's available in a lot of leagues still. In a lot of leagues, he's still available. Doesn't mean that it's your league. Ross, I appreciate you. Najee, second. Mixon, third. Javonte, 6th round. Who do you keep? I mean, is this even a question? Javonte, 6th round. No question about it. No question about it, Unite. Nice job with your drafting, you monster. You monster. I saw JJ on the new Madden commercial. Yeah, I don't really believe in the Madden curse, really. That got kind of... The curse got broken a few years back anyway, so I'm not feeling like it's an absolute lock to get anybody hurt, if that's what you're hinting at. I'd trade Kelsey and AJ for just JJ, says Rod. Well, everybody's got their thing, and I don't blame you. That's why I paused for a moment, because I love JJ so much. Your natural instinct is to want JJ no matter what the deal is, but I think AJ Brown's closer to JJ than Knox is to Kelsey. So, tough one. Smitty, should I draft Chase, McCaffrey, or Najee round 1? I mean, Najee and Jamar Chase are very close to me in that round 1. I'm not taking CMC personally, but that's just a preference. At the end of the day, you know your league better than Smitty, says Lone, and that's the truth. You gotta know your own league. Gregory, appreciate you, Gregory. All right, Terry, I'll try and get those Discord questions here in a little bit. And Brian Robinson, how sweet and sexy is that deal? I don't know what deal you're talking about. I'll try and look for it. Smitty, I just made a trade in a 2 QB league where I already have Burrow and Jamar Chase stacked.
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.
Drop the pancake emojis for the stack of all stacks. All right, what's he saying? I got the stack already. Also have Hurts as my second quarterback. What are you going to do with that? And trade away Mike Williams and Elijah Moore and got AJ Brown. Now, I do like... Okay, so this is a tough one. I love AJ Brown. I'm doing a show on him right now. But I also like Mike Williams and Elijah Moore. I'd rather have AJ Brown probably if you've got all this depth to throw around. It sounds like you do. You're playing in a 4-man league, Steven. And you're beating your grandma to the punch on all these picks. I'm okay with AJ Brown in that scenario, but I just want to make a point that I love Mike Williams and I love Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore could have a monster year. Somebody asked me earlier who's the Cooper Kupp, and I never answered it. I'm sorry. Who's the Cooper Kupp? St. Brown, Elijah Moore. Like you want like a 6th, 7th round wide receiver that could come out of nowhere and be that insane player. I would say St. Brown. I'd say Amon-Ra St. Brown, Elijah Moore. Guys like that. I love both of those. But I do like the deal for your team in terms of your starting lineup. Super chat, your trade calculator says $75 each on redraft. James, I don't know what we're talking about here. I have a super chat, but I don't have the original question. Let me see if you got it up here somewhere. James Conklin. Ross, appreciate you. Conklin, I don't see your original question, so I don't know what this is referring to, but I'll put this over in the corner until I get clarification. Ross says, I'm saying you made him climb up. Oh, dude said he watched your show and grabbed him in the 7th. Question. Sorry, Ross. I didn't mean to go at you on that. Ross is super chatting me, and I'm like, Ross, let me tell you something, Ross. No, Ross. I'm sorry, Ross. Ross, you're Smitty approved, Ross.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Okay. Michael Thomas Cup potential this year. Well, Michael Thomas, is there a chance Michael Thomas could be a bounce back? Sure. Like I always say, and thank you again, Ross. Appreciate you. Like I always say, so on this topic, it's like a roulette wheel, It really is this simple. It really is this simple. MT is a roulette wheel. And there is home run spots on this wheel. There's also complete bust spots on this wheel. And there's a couple, meh. He has okay seasons. You roll that roulette wheel, you have a high probability of getting the ball to land in one of those bust spots. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Mike Thomas doesn't have a shot. I'm not saying Derrick Henry doesn't have a shot. I'm not saying that Akers doesn't even have a shot. Akers roulette wheel, good gracious, Akers roulette wheel probably looks something like this. So, it's you got one potential here, Maybe he's got one more potential spot. Akers. He's got all kinds of opportunities. You spin that Akers roulette wheel on whether he's going to do well. Odds of that are real low, but there's a shot. You could go and drop $500 on number 4 on the roulette wheel, and I'm going to tell you don't do it. And if it lands, what are you going to say? Smitty, you were wrong. Of course I was wrong. You landed it, but it was not good odds. So, I like Mike Thomas at the right value when it doesn't feel like you're playing that kind of odds on a roulette wheel with him. So, it depends on where you're getting him. Overcome. Missed my $5 super chat. CMC, some people okay, Overcome. Let me see if I can find your super chat. 1 second. James Conklin, I've already moved on from that AJ Brown trade, or the JJ trade. So was that the Kelsey? I'm saying that because I forget it already. How much information goes through my head. It was Kelsey and AJ Brown for Knox and JJ. And you're saying that the calculator says 75 on each side. Well, you did see me pause. I'm like, and I asked the audience. So, it's arguable. It's arguable for sure. So that makes sense that my calculator would have said it was, it was near even. B-Men with a super chat. You missed Overcome super chat. Thank you, B-Men. Vinny says 10-man standard league running back heavy, 6-pick Austin Eckler, Javonte, AJ Brown, Eckler, Diggs, so Eckler twice. Eckler, Diggs, Debo, Devontae, B. Hall, Jefferson, Javonte, B. Hall. Is this a trade? Oh, Team B. Okay, I got you. Team A, Eckler, Javonte, AJ Brown. Team B, Eckler, Diggs, Debo, Devontae, and B. Hall. And C, Javonte, Jefferson, B. Hall. This is confusing because B is so deep. You have Eckler, Diggs, Debo, and Devontae Adams. And Breece Hall. I mean, you gotta go B, right? You gotta go B. That's loaded. Diggs, Debo, Devontae, Breece Hall, Eckler. Yeah, I mean B by a mile. Am I reading that wrong, bro? Overcome. I'm sorry. I'm looking for your super chat. B-Man, thank you for letting me know that I missed his super chat. You guys are amazing. You look out for each other. Ross, appreciate you. Super chats are rolling in. Appreciate you guys. You guys all rock. Matt Slater getting the YouTube exclusive.
Mashed potatoes!
Could have been a renewal, but I appreciate you doing that. Raphael. Same thing, Raphael. To the moon, Raphael.
To the moon.
Overcome. Here it is. CMC had a non-contact injury last season in the game facing playoff elimination, right? Why wouldn't guns be blazing this season? Forger. To
the moon.
YouTube membership. Melvin, YouTube membership.
To the moon.
Appreciate you guys. Why wouldn't guns be blazing? I mean, Overcome. Come on, man. Like, CMC's been missing for 2 years, and this whole non-contact injury thing doesn't work. Not when you've had the mileage he's had. When people say Derrick Henry's injury was a freak injury, someone stepped on his foot. Every injury's a freak injury. Your body's broken down to a point where it's vulnerable and easily injured. So would Derrick Henry's foot have gotten injured if he was, healthier and didn't have the mileage and someone stepped on it? So Derrick Henry, I don't buy that at all. And non-contact injury, look, he came back from an injury, got hurt again, been missing for a year before that, so now he's been missing for 2 years. I don't blame you for wanting to buy in, but I'm staying clear, bro. I'm staying totally clear of CMC unless he falls to like 10, and in one league I might take that. But just one league. All these super chats I'm throwing in here. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss them. Okay, Overcome. I appreciate your supers, bro. I'm in a 14-team league PPR. I'm picking at the 10 pick. Best pick. Best pick is gonna traditionally be in this order: Jamar Chase. It's PPR. Jefferson will be gone. Jamar Chase, Najee, Swift, and then like D. Adams or someone like that. But then I want Javonte in round 2. If you think Javonte will go, which I don't think he will, everybody says that, but they're freaking out and they're panicking, but his ADP is lower than that, much lower. You could just say, well, my wide receiver is going to be the same. If I'm getting Lamb or Debo, instead of getting Adams, but I guarantee myself Javonte, I could go Javonte earlier, but I don't know that you'll need to. There's only two drafters in between. I know they have back-to-backs, but you have to make that judgment call. But if you think Javonte will go, I could understand somebody taking him at 10, but I would like to see you get him in the second round because that's where he's going. Just moved into college. Hardest day of my life. Literally can't stop crying. Tough to leave family. Love them, but this brings me joy. Advice. Sorry. Howard, I'm going to tell you this, and this is going to be a little tough love for you. This is the time to grow. This is a time to be you. Become who you want to become. College the dorms were one of the best experiences of my life. And when I was in the dorms, bro, I had a smile on my face from ear to ear. I didn't miss my family at all until I got older and realized I should have missed my family. I didn't even think about my family, bro. All I thought about was going down to the cafe whenever I wanted. If I wanted to go order pizza at 9 p.m. at night, if I wanted to go work out at the gym at 9 p.m. at night, I'm a night owl. I love the dorms, man. I lived the life. I miss it to this day. So enjoy it, bro. Enjoy every minute. It's gonna be gone. That year goes so quick. Don't even fret, bro. Come on now. You got this. Okay, B-Men. Thoughts on Mooney? I love Mooney. As a wide receiver 2 and like a build where you're waiting on your wide receiver 2. I don't like drafting him super early, but I do love Mooney. I think he could be a top 12 to 15 wide receiver. Blackbeards is about to get a sample of Trey Lance season. Yeah, I hope so. When's that game start? How many minutes away are we on that game? I got to try and put that game on while we're here. Has it started yet? What time does it start, Blackbeard? Let me know. Can't wait to watch Trey Lance unleash in this game. Howard, appreciate you again. Howard, I'm here for you. Like, Howard, if this makes you feel better, you're homesick, bro. You got me Monday through Friday, minimum at 7 p.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday. And you can replay it if you ever miss it. So I'm always here for you, Howard. Second of all, I'm live almost every night on top of that, Howard. So if you're sitting there and you can't sleep, you can call me on the phone line, Howard. You know what I'm saying, broski? Turner says, one tight end, one flex league. Should tight ends be a priority? One tight end and one flex league. Tight end be a priority? No, there's nothing there. Is it a tight end premium? But tight ends are not a priority. You got Knox, you got Goddard, you got Freiermuth, you got all those guys sitting down, far down there. Cameron, what's your super chat? I just see the super chat. I don't see the message. Here it is. Akers in the 13th or Pittman in the 6th and a keeper. Oh, man. I mean, I almost want to say like Akers because you could trade him at that value. But, I mean, keep Pittman. Keep Pittman. I don't trust Akers, bro. I don't trust Akers. I'm in a 14-team league PPR picking into 10. Okay, I already got that one. Appreciate you. Good buddy, kind sir. Cameron with another one. Matt Slater. Vinny. What's going on here? Matt Slater. B. Okay. We know we're getting into football season because the super chats are flying in. I love it. Bees. What's your question, Bees? I don't see. You're going to have to send it again because you didn't attach it. I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you. Just let me know. Thank you for the super chat, buddy boy. Cameron says 12-team keeper, Pittman in the 6 or Akers. I'm going to go Pittman. Akers isn't bad there, though, if you think you can trade him, bro. My bad, Smitty. 10-man standard. Running back heavy league 6 pick. Eckler, Javonte, AJ Brown, or Eckler, Diggs, or Debo, Breece Hall. C. Jefferson, Javonte, Breece Hall. So Eckler, Javonte, AJ Brown, or Jefferson, Javonte, Hall. I like that last one most so far. Eckler, Javonte, AJ Brown. Okay, Eckler, Diggs, or Debo, Breece Hall. I'm pretty sure Jefferson, Javonte, Hall is what I'm going to go with, bro, if I understand that question right. Matt Slater with the Monster Wad $10 haul.
Mashed potatoes.
Appreciate you, Matty. Matty Boy says best in the business. No, you're the best in the business, Matt. I work for you, pal. You're the best boss I've ever had. I work for every single one of you. You are the best 188 bosses I've ever had in my life. I work for you. Some of you need to hit that like button, says Kenny, because there's 186 in here and only 128 thumbs up, which is a good number. I'm not complaining, but I wouldn't mind seeing that go up a little bit. I have Josh Allen. Should I try and trade for Jalen Hurts and a value player, AJ Brown owner? It depends, bro. I mean, if you're getting a significant piece, yeah. If you're getting some small-time player, no. Josh Allen, I mean, as much as you're excited about watching this video, you can't go making that move. What channel is this game on? And as the Niner game started, I want to see Trey Lance dropping missiles all over the field. Pittman in the 6. Okay, I think I'm caught up on some of these super chats. What are your thoughts on Burks and Sky Moore? Thank you, Franny. Burks and Sky Moore. I don't trust Burks right now. I just don't. I like Sky Moore better. I know that's going to offend some people, but I like Burks more than any wide receiver in the offseason. So goes to show how much things can change. Thoughts on Mooney? Again, thank you for that super chat. I think he's very capable of being an elite wide receiver 3, but a really good wide receiver 2. He still could be that good. He could be a wide receiver 2. Franny, thank you for your super chat, Franny. Just got your text advice, 2 drafts this weekend. All right, attaboy, Michael. I probably haven't sent you a text yet because I'm live, but I appreciate you getting that. Vamp has been a member for 6 months.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Boy, Vamp. Vamp is the man. And Vamp also says, hey, this spam bot's been here relentlessly for the last 6 months. As long as Vamp has been a YouTube exclusive member, this spam bot's been coming in here every day for 6 months.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Loyalty. Loyalty is what we command here on the show. Prime Video, Smitty. Okay, I got Prime. I got everything. We got Prime. The Chief game is on too. Man, that could be. I gotta flip back and forth between all these things. Smitty, shout out from New Zealand. How early do you take Damian Pierce? What time is it there, Jacob, in New Zealand? Before I answer, what time is it there? Obliterate the like button, says Jake. Bees, Smitty, should I trade Herbert for Allen? I have Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, and Diggs 14-team 6 keeper. Do you trade Herbert for Allen? Should I trade Herbert for Allen? I mean, I love them both, bro. I go back and forth on which one I want to own. I have Justin Herbert as the number 1 quarterback. I think he's going to be the number 1 quarterback. But are you crazy to have Josh Allen as the number 1 quarterback? No, they're both neck and neck. They're both neck and neck. Let's see, where's this game? I mean, I don't really know. I wish I could tell you that one was like a home run over the other, because the truth is there's no home run over the other. A $5 holler from Tammy.
Mashed potatoes!
Tammy, dropping the $5 holler. Have a draft Saturday, and I'm not prepared. Been listening to you, but do have some kind of rankings that I can use. Yes, you can go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'm a year-round content provider. One-on-one text advice if you want that. It's all at thefantasyfootballshow.com. Bold predictions, rankings, trade calculators, articles. I invented the trade calculator in 2003, from what I can tell. And you can go check that out. And it's all at thefantasyfootballshow.com. So go check that out. I'd love for you to become a subscriber and member of thefantasyfootballshow.com. Obliterate that like button. And thank you, Tammy, for the super chat. Definitely check that out. You're going to love thefantasyfootballshow.com. Ross Turner, 12 p.m., 26th of August. So it's actually tomorrow. You're in the future. Jacob wants to know the earliest I take Damian Pierce. When Jacob is living in the future. Jacob is literally a time traveler. Jacob's already in tomorrow, and he's asking me for advice. That's why I asked him that question. I was curious if he was a time traveler. Jacob is living in August 26th right now, and he's coming to me for advice. I would take him as high as the 7th or 8th round, because he's got monster flex appeal, Jacob. And I appreciate all your support from New Zealand. Redraft leagues, last minute. We might be doing one, yes. I might be doing a league. Just hang tight. In fact, right now, let's announce it right now. If anybody's new to Underdog, and I know that it's a bummer if you're not new, but this is just the way your boy Smitty's going to drum up some Underdog deposits. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, or you know someone that could be new to Underdog Fantasy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Ross? If you know somebody that could be, you got to be new, though. You got to use promo code Smitty to Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. You can't have an account already. They know already if you can't trick them, and you're not supposed to trick them. But if you know somebody, or if you are not new to, if you're new to Underdog Fantasy, go to the link in my description, and I'll even put it in the live chat right now and pin it. But anybody that can show me proof that they went and did this on Underdog and created a new account, they match up to $100 of your first deposit. Anybody can DM me proof on Instagram or email me through Actually, do it through email. It's better. Do it through email. Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Email me proof that you signed up using promo code Smitty, using the link that I just put in the chat and pinned. You got to use promo code Smitty, and I'm going to create a league with the first 12 people. Maybe more. We may make it like a 18-team league and do something creative with it. But the first 12 people that do that you got to prove that you're new. I got to see that match deposit. It'll tell you. There'll be a screenshot in your account that you're going to send me that says that they matched up to whatever deposit, the bonus match. That'll prove that you used my link and got the bonus. So email me through thefantasyfootballshow.com's contact form. I'm going to create a league with the first 12 people that do it. So how's that? You making any last-minute redraft leagues? I just got to that one. Alex with a super chat, $5 hauler. Alex in the house.
Mashed potatoes.
Alex says, reach for Javonte at 8 over Chase. No. Like I said earlier, try your best to wait. You're in a 10-team league. You're at pick 8. You're probably going to see Javonte. If for any reason you thought you wouldn't, but you think the wide receiver you get at 8 would be the same wide receiver you get in round 2, I'm okay with the justification, but I'm telling you right now, most people are just freaking out unnecessarily, but we'll see. Algier, tell you why later. I love Algier, Jacob. Algier's a monster. Algier or Pacheco, they're very close, but Algier's more in a position to start right now. That could change. Let's see here. Let's watch this Niner game. Watch live. Let's go. Oh. Trey Lance rolling out. Throwing. First down. Trey. Debo in motion. Handoff. Nope. Trey scrambling because he knows how to scramble, baby. Throws it. Incomplete. Three minutes and 34 seconds left. 2nd and 10. All right, where are we at? Let me read the rest of this question. He might not be in round 2 knowing my league. What do you think? Again, if you're going to take like a wide receiver like Debo instead of Adams and you get Javonte and Debo, I'm kind of fine with that. If you think that you're going to get the same wide receiver. If you think you got to do that reach, I'm not against that. That's not a crazy reach. Vinny says rank Breece Hall, ETN, and James Conner. Almost the first down there. Nice little run there by was that Wilson? Breece Hall, ETN, James Conner. Give me ETN right now. Give me Breece Hall after that, and then give me James Conner. And James Conner's not super far down, but he is a little bit of a distance between these two guys, in my opinion. Even though Conner's like in the starting role, I know Breece Hall's freaking out a lot of people, but I'm not freaked out at all. This is never supposed to be a 80%, workload share divide. Throwing a missile. Is that a flag? That looks like a flag to me. Debo Samuel almost caught that. That looked like that was close. It was like good coverage, but also pretty tough. Let's see here. Yeah, he's in the way. That's a PI. That's pass interference. That's a bad call. That's a bad non-call by the official. That's a bad non-call. I don't care. I'm objective about these penalties, and that was a bad non-call. Jacob, who wins Green Bay and KC? I want to place a wager. I'm sorry if that's already begun. Isn't that game already begun? It's tough to say in the preseason, bro. I mean, I'd probably say KC. Smitty, I got this 15-minute call. My draft's in an hour. Well, Bora, I'm live right now. I can call you in like maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But the calls aren't instant callback. I try and call people back as soon as they order, but you're going to have a little delay, bro. But I'll call you before your draft. Don't worry. B-Men says Jacobs wins. Or who? No, that was the question I already had. Sorry. I'm all over the place. I don't know what's going on here. I'm watching this game. I got super chats rolling in. Underdog can't use in Europe. I'm sorry, Ross. Ross, I might have something else. I'm not sure. We'll just hang tight. Terrible breaking news about the Bills rookie punter. Yeah, let me pull that up. Yeah, Matt Ariaza, he'd been accused of raping a civil lawsuit filed in California. That's not good. We'll have to see how that plays out. That's breaking news there. So thanks for bringing that up, but man, that is bad. I was thinking an injury or something. So thanks for bringing that up. We'll have to monitor that. I mean, maybe it's an accusation that's not true though, so we'll have to see. Favorite fast food? I don't know. I'm torn between like tacos. Lou Malnati's isn't fast food though, so I can't use them. I don't know. I don't know who my favorite fast food is right now. I'm kind of trying to eat. Everyone says I eat horribly. On my Instagram, I put all my food, but I'm often eating at like Lou Malnati's and places that aren't considered necessarily fast food. I try and stay away from like Burger King and McDonald's and such. I'm worried about Stafford's injury. He supposedly throws with a lot of torque from his elbow and hasn't thrown hardly at all. There's a little concern. And that's why I might have Cooper Kupp number 3 without much of a hesitation. Whereas if I didn't think there was a problem at all, I'd be a little bit more like on the fence about ranking those 3 wide receivers. But now, Kupp is cemented into the 3. Best value stack late in the draft this year. Lance, Ayuk thoughts? I'm gonna say I like it. It's definitely a good stack. I don't know that it's something you're gonna get late. It's not a late stack. You're getting Debo in the top of round 2, and you're getting Lance like round 7 now. AJ Brown is round 3 and round 6 or 7. So it's actually cheaper to go Hurts and AJ Brown. So I'd rather have Hurts and AJ Brown. Let's watch this Davis Mills kid. Absolutely love Davis Mills to the moon. In fact, I got a league here. That I might have to just grab. Oh, he got hit in the back of the head. He got smashed on that one. Who's at my door? Who's at Casa de Smitty right now? That's the mailman. What's the mailman doing here? This hour. Didn't he know I'm live? Jake. Appreciate you, Jake, for that super chat. Man, we're not even getting to any. Tommy, appreciate you subscribing. Ross, thoughts on Antonio Gibson going in the 5-6 rounds? He's not. He's going in the 7th or 8th round. I don't know where you're seeing that. He's not anywhere near rounds 5 or 6 anymore. Mercado, appreciate you. I watched Top Gun Maverick, Jeb. I loved it. One of the best movies I've seen in 10 years. Love it. I'm going to watch it over and over. I still haven't done it yet, but I'm going to shave all this and come in with a Top Gun stash for at least a show or two. Let's go, Davis Mills. Nice little dime. Davis Mills. I love Davis Mills right now. What's the max amount of players you would stack? It's case by case. There's no way to actually answer that question. 100 match underdog. That's correct. 100 match on under. They'll match up to $100. I signed up on Underdog. Ricky, you got to send me that proof in there so I can see the deposit match, and I know that you used the. Oh, the Davis Mills. Is his knee okay? I think he's okay. Zapata says, "Hey Smitty, dope content as always. I'm in a dilemma. Who would you keep out of these players? T. Higgins, Cordero Patterson, Michael Carter, George Kittle, Sony Michel, Adam Thielen, and Antonio Gibson. Who would I keep out of those players? It's pretty easy to say George Kittle and T. Higgins is my top 2 options. Past that, maybe I would go with T. Higgins, Mike. I don't know. Maybe Gibson. Even though look at this guy. Look at this Dameon Pierce guy. Pierce runs so tough. Kittle and Higgins are the clear shots. Past that, it really is tough, bro. God, Pierce looks good. Did I miss any super chats? Great for the news, guys, Smitty. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I missed this a while ago, so I might have been talking about something. All right. How many? We've been an hour and a half. I'll be live later tonight. I'm out of here for tonight. We're gonna watch some of these games. Absorb all this as best I can. I'm no good to you if I'm not watching football, so I'm trying to shoot back and forth. Appreciate all your super chats. I'm live Monday through Friday, guys. I'm live Monday through Friday. Every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm live whenever news breaks. So appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. You're the best followers in the entire world. I couldn't do this without you. Dameon Pierce getting another carry. Looking so strong. Breaking free. God, he looks good. He just went up like a round. Just watching his strength. He's going to go in round 6. Dameon Pierce just climbed to round 6. He looks too strong. He's so aggressive. Yeah, calls tonight. We'll probably mock draft. We'll do calls, call-ins. He's so aggressive. It's on Amazon Prime. God, Dameon Pierce looks good. This kid's a find. He's going into the 6th round. He just moved into the 6th round. And they're high-fiving him. They're like the sideline, the coaching staff, the running back coaches. They're all amped up on the sideline. That's what you like to see. You know that a player's in good position when literally the coaching staff is amped up about what you just did in your first real kind of start and showcase. This job is his. He's running away with this job. And this is a good defense that he's doing it against. I mean, he a moonshot
To the moon.
And on top of that,
The moon men. Dropping loads in outer
Dameon
space.
we got to put him up here.
Space Monsters.
We got to put him up here. We can't just let him sit down there. Can't let him just sit down there. How disrespectful is it to have just Dameon Pierce sitting down there at the bottom? Let's see here. Do I have the right photo of him? That's not even Dameon Pierce. Where'd Dameon Pierce go? This is his photo. Is that? No, that's not his. Here's his photo. Where's Dameon Pierce's photo? He doesn't have very many photos. Is Dameon Pierce back in the game? There we go. We got to put him. I don't want to put him on Joe Burrow's head, though. We'll put Dameon Pierce right here. There we go. Attaboy. Let's roll that back. Let's roll that back. Without further ado, I give you the Moon Men.
The moon men. Dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
Space Monsters, indeed. Dameon Pierce getting he's getting vaulted up onto the top. the wrong photo. Nico Collins. Let's hope Nico Collins gets a touchdown. Pierce or Ramondre? Give me Pierce, bro. Give me Damian Pierce at this point. He's in the game right now. Flag. This will be at the 1 yard line now. Guess who's getting a touchdown? Damian Pierce. Nico Collins. I love Nico Collins. If you guys need a wide receiver to grab in leagues where, you know, medium-sized league, you're gonna see guys like him available from time to time. Nico Collins is a fantastic grab. I think he could be a real find. He could really finish as the number 1 wide receiver in Houston. Okay, Pierce, Damian Pierce. This is gonna be a touchdown. Hand off, Damian Pierce. He's in. He almost went to the locker room on that handoff. Damian Pierce to the moon. Are you out of your minds?
To the moon.
This guy looks phenomenal. Your Damian Pierce shares just shot up. I'm just so excited about him. This Houston Texans team looks phenomenal. You know, I told you this team's going to look a lot. They're going to look totally underrated. They're going to walk in and people are going to sleep on them. Houston Texans are building something special, and they're just about there. And this kid Mills is the real deal. Houston can knock off any team at any moment during any day of the week. Unbelievable. I'll see you all later tonight for mock drafts and phone calls. Thank you all for your super chats. Did I miss any super chats on the way out the door? I don't believe I did. I think the last super chat I got was from Ryan and Marcado and Jake. Appreciate everybody that super chatted. Ross. Thoughts on Gibson again? He's not going in 5-6. He's going in like 7-8. I do actually like him again in like 7 or 8 as like a super handcuff type guy. But it looks like B. Robinson's probably starting for the Washington football team. God, this guy Pierce is phenomenal. All right. Expect to pay top dollar for him moving forward. We'll do a video on Pierce. Unbelievable. Later, everybody. See you tonight. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.